Welcome to the Sandler Training Hour. Each week, Jim and I get together to discuss tips and tactics that might help you accelerate your selling success. And Jim, this week, one of the things we've been talking about is the fuzzy file. So, sounds abstract, maybe a little squishy as far as concepts go, but tell us a little bit about the concept of the fuzzy file. Where did this come from? What does it look like?
Yeah, I think a fuzzy file is not anything new. It's what the name implies is warm and fuzzy. What makes people feel warm and fuzzy? Well, stuff about themselves, things that are important to them. And a fuzzy file is really that place where you track the things that are a high priority for your clients so that you can stay connected with them on a deeper level than just transactional. I remember in the olden days when my dad was in sales, he used to call it his tickler file. And what he did is he had a 3x5 card, and he had one of those metal card file boxes like a recipe box. And on those 3x5 cards, he put a name of every client, name, phone number, and the things that were their hot buttons or important to them. And every quarter, he had probably, I don't remember how many, but I would say it was full, maybe 100 or more clients in there. And each day he would pick out a card and he would phone call, or this was before email. So
Yeah.
he would pick up the phone and call the clients just to keep those soft touches. It's all about relationship. People buy from people. And that
Yeah.
tickler file, he would sort through that religiously every single month. He's doing the behaviors. The challenge that I think a lot of us have is we maybe lack the system or process that lets us stay not only connected to clients, but connected in a way that they feel like we hear them, we see them, we
Yeah.
understand them. It's not good enough to just sending a blanket email to any number of people doesn't count as a soft touch because uh, it's not personal.
Yeah, there's some sort of um, expectation that you're meeting when you're doing something like that. I think one of the ways that a viewer could think of, or a listener could think about it is what took place when Facebook showed up for the first time, and suddenly people had more context around when birthdays occurred. And
Yeah,
so then birthdays became this flooded touch point that had some level of like genuineness at the
yeah,
start. And then over time, because it was pushed and became such a inconcrete touch point, lost maybe that level of intrigue.
yeah,
And then people started hiding their birthdays because it became abused. And so you're laying out this trajectory over time of a Rolodex and calling one person a month, or like the list over the
yeah,
course of a month.
yeah,
Now, speeding it up to today, we're talking about how can technology meet us at this moment, and it's really you between calling people out of a Rolodex and designing an airport to have a plane take off, you can get overly complicated and over design your
yeah,
intentions here. So what I like about this idea of the fuzzy file is it really gives you something to land on and say, okay, when it comes to reaching out to people, not only is it a high priority, but I need to be intentional because I don't want to be disingenuous in my pursuit of a relationship.
yeah.
And while we all need to generate business, there's no reason why we can't have good relationships while we do so. And the best way to have a good relationship is to be intentional about how you're approaching that relationship. Because without that level of commitment to the intention, you're sort of flying by the seat of your pants, and that chance-based system of touching or reaching out to people will feel like it was accidental. I can think like on my personal end, I had one of those accidental ways of finding out yesterday that it was someone's birthday. And finding out and then saying happy birthday is fine. But a better version of that is knowing that someone's birthday is coming up and then having a plan on how to engage it. Because when you're saying happy birthday to someone, it shouldn't come with a caveat of some version of I was thinking about you because, or like I'm reaching out to you because I just realized it's your birthday and we're at the end of the day, I'm missing it. It's much easier to have those outreaches happen without the back of your mind saying to you, it's 8 p.m.
Yeah.
You might have missed the mark.
Yeah.
They might appreciate it, but you can also reach out tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the point is we in if you are a business development agent, you
Hmm.
work on you earn your living through sales or business development of some sort. It's a motivation is what's going to determine the drive.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for money, I think humans, we have a BS meter. We can tell. I still get a uh, birthday card from a chiropractor I haven't been to in 15 years. And every year I will get, it'll come again this year. I'll get a birthday card. So they got me on auto dial. The first time it was nice. The
Yeah.
second time it was a little campy. Now it's just they don't even know who I am. So there's no real intrinsic value
Do
there.
you say that because there's no other, like the one thing is that you get this letter.
Yeah.
There's no other
That's all
accompanying
there is. There's
behavior.
no
Yeah.
relation. They don't know me from Adam.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we as consumers want to feel felt.
Yeah.
We want to feel heard. We want to be known. And conversely, my stepmom, they bought a vehicle from, I think this was in Idaho Falls. This was 10 years ago, or actually probably more like 15 by now. And they bought this SUV, and that salesperson, even though they've moved to Alabama, he sends a handwritten card every year on the anniversary of when they bought that,
Hmm.
knowing that they will never buy another vehicle from them. But for him, it was about the relationship.
Yeah.
Vast difference. And so every year she gets a card that says, "Hey Joanne, thinking about you." He knows that my dad had passed, and so he gives these brief. It's just such a major difference when you're doing it out of a compassionate heart that wants the relationship versus a mercenary heart that wants the money.
Yeah. And then taking, not to discredit the emotional nature of that mercenary heart, but getting into the weeds right there, I would say for most businesses, every 90 to 180 days, they go through significant changes. In your personal lives, it may be a lot longer, but it also could be a lot quicker. So the reason that this is important is because when those transitions take place, if you're visible, you may be an option or a choice that is considered. But if you're not visible and urgency is driven by decision and they're quick decision makers, you may lose out on an opportunity with a relationship with someone that you have strong connections to simply because of how much they desire the fix right then. So it's what is the structured approach that you build out? And think of this as your passive prospecting. Oftentimes we know what cold prospecting is, or we know what deliberate activities is, but this is how you farm referrals. This is how you farm relationships. If you have wholesalers who are representing you, you can set it and forget it and let them reach out to you when they need you. You can also develop the relationship. And the only way you'll ever know if they need help is if you've done that groundwork to develop the relationship. So the suggestion here is take this concept of a fuzzy file, recognize it's as easy as starting with a Rolodex, and you can make it more complicated. But if you're currently in business and things are going well, plan out how you're going to have them go better by creating a farm structure for the future. This is the core of all the work that you do in prospecting. You do it to build relationships that will sate your hunger in the future. But that's us with Sandler training. Any last thoughts, Jim?
Yeah, I would just like to add that I think one thing to sit with and ask yourself is, am I the kind of person people want to refer
Mm,
business to? And the answer to that, I think, is directly connected with relationship.
yeah.
They're not going to refer you because of the car you bought or the project that you've done for them. It's going to be because of who you are.
Yeah.
So be the person that people want to refer business to.
And that'll do it from us at Sandler Training. If we are the people that you want to refer business to, start by referring them to our podcast. Otherwise, be well, good selling, and good luck out there.